The Nightbeat starts right now.
They are on the lookout for drunk drivers. Tonight, we ride along and show you how San Antonio police are trying to keep drivers under the influence off our roadways. Viva Las Wemby, the rookie's debut in Las Vegas, has fans here at home watching and waiting following Victor Wembanyama's first game for the Spurs. But first, it is a growing problem in our city. People driving under the influence of alcohol or drugs. Police data shows DWI arrests have increased over the past 3 years. The San Antonio Police Department made nearly 3,700 DWI arrests in 2020. That jumped to almost 4,300 in 2021, followed by just under 4,400 arrests last year. So what's being done to help combat the problem? The night team's RJ Marquez and photojournalist Adam Barraza spent a shift with the SAPD DWI patrol unit.
SAPD's DWI unit is ready to hit the streets on a Thursday night, and this time KSAT is going along with them.
So doing the check here to make sure that our radar's working good.
Officer Bruce Holson is among the unit's 20-plus officers.
The most challenging thing I can think is just being in the right place at the right time, trying to go out there and locate him, obviously on the highway.
On this night, Holson is patrolling the northwest side from I-10 to Loop 410. For safety reasons, we rode in a second unit behind Officer Holson. All SAPD officers are trained to conduct DWI arrests and field sobriety tests.
Your first step is going to be your HGN, horizontal gaze nystagmus. So that's going to be the checking of the eyes. After that, you conduct your walk and turn, which is basically walk 9 steps forward, heel to toe, do a turnaround. And then the last test is going to be your one-leg stand. So you'll choose one leg like this. You will stand on that foot for approximately 30 seconds.
On the access road at 410 Jackson Tower eastbound.
Well, we've been on the road for about 3 hours now with Officer Ricardo Guzman, and so far Officer Holson has done 6 different traffic stops, but so far no DWI arrests. We're now at Loop 410 and Bandera Road, where Officer Holson did spot someone driving erratically. We got an up-close look at the field sobriety test. Let's see how that all played out.
He was failing to maintain the single lane of travel. I saw it several times, observed it for a little bit.
The driver tells Officer Holson he just got off of work and is asked to exit the car.
I did see that he had some bloodshot eyes, which is good. One good sign of intoxication could lead to intoxication from that.
After a sobriety test, Officer Holson determines the driver is not intoxicated.
It's imperative that we say, okay, we don't believe this person's intoxicated over that legal limit of Texas, based on what we can observe doing that horizontal gaze nystagmus. So yes, we cut him a warning, you cut him a citation.
Cuando esté manejando el carril, manténgase en ese mismo carril.
Our ride-along ends around 1:30 in the morning, but Holson and the rest of the DWI patrol unit will be out until 6 a.m.
Alcohol makes people think that they're invincible. They think that, oh, it's not going to happen to me. I'll never get arrested. I won't get caught. Until you do, or until you crash and something happens, and now it's too late.
RJ Marquez, KSAT 12 News.
And by the way, the San Antonio Police Department has made close to 2,400 DW arrests this year, which is on pace to top its 2022 total. 54 of those arrests made during the 4th of July weekend alone. 2 people dead tonight after a shooting, and police believe the men who were killed were trying to rob a man at an ATM. This was the scene around noon today outside of a Chase Bank at I-35 in Southwest Military. Police tell us it all happened as a man was withdrawing cash out of an ATM.
The individual was withdrawing money from the ATM. 2 suspects approach him, try to rob him. He shoots at them, kills both.
Chief William McManus also not sure if the robbery suspects had any weapons on them at the time of the shooting. Officers still questioning the man who shot the alleged the alleged robbers. At this time, officers do not think that man will face charges. It all started with this. This is a picture from a viewer of a fire that broke out about 5:30 this afternoon. This was the scene on Cordelia Street near South General McMullen. Fire crews say the building appeared to be an old radiator shop. No one was inside and no one was hurt. The building a total loss. Crews say what's left of it will most likely be demolished next week. It appears to be the latest case of a vacant structure catching fire in our city. Right now, we still don't know what sparked the flames. Have you seen this boy? He's been missing now for more than a month, and the Bexar County Sheriff's Office is asking for your help in finding him. He's 16-year-old Isaiah Casillas. He was last seen on May 30th on Green Lake Drive, not far from Harmony Elementary School in the southeast part of Bexar County. He's 5'5", has brown eyes, black hair, and braces. If you know where he is, you're asked to call BCSO at 210-335-6000. BCSO also wants to remind everyone that the charges for harboring a runaway could include jail time and heavy fines. A deadly apartment fire intentionally set because of money issues and a rejected romance. That's according to the arrest affidavit for Jacoby De Leon O'Shea Ferguson, who was arrested for setting that fire that killed 5 people. Detectives say Ferguson set fire to a mattress in a breezeway at the iconic Village Apartments in San Marcos in 2018. That fire spread to 2 buildings in the complex. One of the 5 people killed was from San Antonio. Ferguson charged with first-degree felony arson causing bodily injury or death.
All right, well, it wasn't for everybody, but like the past couple of days, we did find a few spotty showers float across portions of San Antonio as well as south central Texas. That activity combined with a bit more cloud cover holding on through the afternoon hours, holding temperatures down just a little bit. We only topped off at 92 degrees this afternoon. Now, unfortunately, as we head into the upcoming weekend, high pressure is going to strengthen. So those rain chances come down and the heat is going to build back in a pretty quick way. Upper 90s already expected tomorrow afternoon. How about daily opportunities to climb into the triple digits by the back half of the weekend and even into next week? We'll get you all those toasty details coming up here in just a few.
Toasty details. Thank you, Mia. Time now for your Nightbeat News Flash. The state of Texas taking a new tactic to deter people from crossing the border. They're these. Texas DPS sharing photos of the buoys that'll be deployed in the Rio Grande. Governor Greg Abbott says the installation started today near Eagle Pass. Comes almost a month after he announced the plans to deploy the chain of 4-foot-high buoys at the time. DPS said the cost to deploy the 1,000-foot barrier, just under $1 million. Meta's newest social media app, Threads, getting a lot of attention. In its first 24 hours of launching, more than 50 million people signed up. If you aren't familiar, it's similar to Twitter. So much so that Twitter has threatened legal action, accusing Meta of stealing trade secrets through its former employees. Meta denies the allegations. An update to the Wemby drama with Britney Spears. Turns out there wasn't much drama at all. The pop star had accused Wemby's security team of hitting her in the face when she approached them and touched him to get his attention. According to the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, surveillance video shows Spears accidentally struck herself with her own hand after someone pushed it off of Wemby. Wemby has said he didn't realize what was happening in the moment. You can read the full article at KSAT.com. And that's a look at your Nightbeat News Flash. All right, let's keep talking about Wemby. Wemby mania has already made its way through San Antonio, and tonight people are packing bars and restaurants to get that first glimpse of him wearing a Spurs jersey for real. The night team's Avery Everett was out at Smoke, Texas downtown with fans feeling all the excitement for the summer season debut. Avery.
Steve, it's the start of something special. People here at Smoke, downtown Texas, say they're excited, and this new wave of spirit is here with the debut of Wemby. These fans have been Spurs fans all their lives, but they say this is the start of something new. Dozens of people have packed this place, cheering on the Spurs and celebrating the start of Wemby's Spurs career. Smoke, downtown Texas is throwing this watch party to drive in business. They even debuted their Wemby shot tonight. To so many, the Spurs season is their favorite part of the year, and to some I spoke with tonight, Wemby joining the team just makes it that much better.
First it was David, now it was Duncan, now it's Wemby. So that's our future.
It makes me excited. I don't even know that much about basketball, and I watch it and I get really pumped.
No matter what kind of season we're having, everybody stands behind the San Antonio Spurs. So.
Now remember, this is only the start of the summer season. People here say they're excited and they're ready to keep the celebration going until the regular season. I'm Avery Everett, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Avery. A caravan of love and support made its way to a San Antonio neighborhood today to honor a little girl who showed her family and doctors her strong spirit as she fights cancer. The Leukemia and Lymphoma Society teamed up with North Park Subaru to lead today's hero caravan just for little 4-year-old Maisie Volbada. The little fighter, marking 3 years cancer-free, smiles, hugs, honks, posters, celebrating the milestone. Maisie diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia just after the COVID pandemic was declared. During her chemotherapy, she kept her family encouraged with her uplifting smile.
It's really tough, and a lot of the kids, you know, when they go through this treatment, it's really draining on their system. But she maintained a really cheerful attitude during the whole thing, and she's so strong going through that whole process. It's been amazing watching her go through that.
One of the cutest little fighters you'll ever find. The Hero Caravan was created out of the pandemic, giving the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society a way to encourage and show cancer patients and their families support when they need it the most. Just a precursor to the Society's big event that's Light the Night. It's happening October 14th. For more information, head to lightthenight.org. Won't be long before the school year starts up again, and on average, Texas teachers spend $449 of their own money on school supplies each year. So our KSAT community partners starting a month-long school supply drive, helping teachers in Somerset and Judson ISDs get the right start to the new school year. If you want to do your part, you can stop by any of the 6 drop-off locations across San Antonio, as well as the Cavender dealerships. They're asking for items like crayons, composition notebooks, number 2 pencils, hand sanitizer, disinfecting wipes, glue sticks, and more. We have them listed out on your screen. You can also find this list and hours of operation on our website, ksat.com, or on the KSAT app. A second price hike in just 6 months. The U.S. Postal Service raising the cost of a forever stamp again. The price you'll soon pay and the issues driving those increases. And it's a new program that hopes to get local students and teachers excited about science. A behind-the-scenes look when we come back. All right, looking ahead, you have just 2 more days to grab stamps before the prices rise. Starting July 9th, first-class stamps, forever stamps, will cost 66 cents, up from 63. The Postal Service says the increase is necessary to offset rising operating expenses. The agency expects to lose $4.5 billion this year. Teachers in our community are getting a rare look into a life-changing science being discovered in a very top-secret lab. It's part of a grant the Texas Biomedical Research Institute is using to try and get up to 10,000 students into science careers over the next 5 years. The Night Team's Patty Santos invited to see exactly how they're doing it.
So in this beaker, we have enough larvae to infect half of San Antonio.
Being a native San Antonian, I would love to grow more homegrown scientists in my back, right there in the backyard.
Diana Milagros Natividad has been teaching science for 24 years. Of the science camps she's experienced, this is her favorite.
And as a science teacher, I'm very passionate about science, so I love that this allows me to blossom and bloom and talk with my peers about that.
Goal as a scientist. The one-year program will expand to include other teachers from across San Antonio over the next 5 years.
It's going to have generational impact. So it's not only going to impact the current students, but it's going to impact every single student that those teachers engage with for the rest of their careers.
The program's first group of teachers learned about complex research on DNA and infectious diseases. The teachers will use it to create age-appropriate lessons for their kids, bringing real science to local young minds.
If I can inspire, one or two in this classroom that can be, the tomorrow's researcher, that's great.
Patty Santos, KSAT 12 News.
The Texas Biomed offering the camp thanks to a $1.25 million grant from the National Institutes of Health. Take a live look outside right now, 83 degrees. I hope everyone out there got some rain, but I know everyone out there did not get some rain over the last few days.
Unfortunately, that was the case. We will definitely take what we can get at this time of year, especially considering that going forward, rain chances are pretty much knocked out of the forecast and the heat is going to be the big story. We only had 1/100th of an inch officially measured here in San Antonio over at SA International, but we did have some localized higher totals where we had a few healthier downpours develop earlier this afternoon, especially across our southwestern counties, as Steve Steve mentioned, it hasn't been for everybody over the past couple of days, but at least we were able to find some activity. Now that we are well past sunset, we have lost the daytime heat. Whatever was left out there has fizzled out, and once again, we just have the bats out there on the radar. Going forward, though, yes, this weekend and into next week, high pressure is going to strengthen over the Lone Star State. And for us here in South Central Texas, that means that rain chances come down, and those temperatures are going to crank right back up with the opportunity to climb into the triple digits daily, starting as early as Sunday. So let's go ahead and talk all about it. First off, this little area of low pressure that we've been tracking over the past couple of days. It was over the western Gulf of Mexico. That's what's been able to draw in a little bit more moisture and energy into our neck of the woods to pop up some of that spotty shower activity that we've seen over the past 72 hours. That is now off to our south, and it's going to continue moving westward away from South Central Texas. So then focus turns to this high pressure system currently anchored just off to our west, riding around the northern edge of that area of high pressure. Some severe weather this hour that's pushing across portions of Oklahoma. Severe thunderstorm watch in place up that way. Not expecting anything like that here in South Central Texas. Again, it is going to be a bit drier and a lot more hot out there as we head into the upcoming weekend. So here's a look at your weekend forecast. We're going to start off in the mid to upper 70s each morning here in San Antonio. Tomorrow morning, I think we'll find some more morning cloud cover, but then some more sunshine in the afternoon. Temperatures climbing into the upper 90s, and then that triple digit mark possible as we head into our Sunday. So enjoy this while we've got it. It is short-lived, mid-80s right now here in San Antonio. Those skies have been able to clear just a little bit here tonight, but it does feel a little bit warmer thanks to the elevated dew point still in place. 82 right now in Kerrville. Check out Rock Springs, though, already in the upper 70s. Not too bad out that way. 82 in Pleasanton. It's 80 right now in Cotulla with some rain-cooled air following a few storms that moved through LaSalle County earlier this evening. Starting off tomorrow, mid to upper 70s for most of us, maybe a few low 70s, especially up into the hill country, southern Edwards Plateau region. There's that morning cloud cover that moves in, but by lunchtime, we're already starting to see some of that break up and scatter out just a little bit. So temperatures climbing into the upper 80s for any lunchtime plans, and then with more sunshine returning into the afternoon, daytime highs topping off in the upper 90s. Around 98 is that forecast high. So yes, a bit hotter than what we saw out there earlier this afternoon. Already tomorrow, it's possible we see a few low triple digits across portions of the Winter Garden there, and that is going to be the theme as early as Sunday and even into next week, with multiple chances to see those triple digits here in town. So heat safety, a big thing to think about going forward, Steve.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mia. All right. You know, in case you forgot, he was only 19 years old.
Really?
There were some reminders tonight, but I mean, you saw glimpses.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
And this is why they play in the summer league.
It's why they play.
So he can work out some of the kinks, get things going. And, you know, what you saw tonight, I'll be willing to bet you're not going to see this when the season starts, because he's just going to get that much better as the summer goes along. And Pop and the staff get a hold of him. Wemby made a debut tonight. Not the stellar one we were hoping to see, but hey, as we talked about, it's just his first game as a Spur. And SAFC, a hat trick tonight on the road in Memphis. Coming up. You are looking at Victor Wembanyama walking into the Thomas & Mack Center, getting ready for his first game as an NBA player tonight. No problem getting through security. Not hard to figure out who this guy is at 7'3.5". You got to wonder, though, what's going through that young man's mind, getting ready to play a summer league game in front of a packed house, in front of several Spur players like Keldon Johnson and Devin Vassell. Pop was there, and yes, even Kareem Abdul-Jabbar made a quick appearance. With all that, you had to figure there were a few nerves. His first bucket off a drive. No, it's all right. He actually started 0-3, but then showed some control on the drive and the dish for the bucket. Then, with just over 7 minutes, Wemby get his first basket plus a foul. 7:02 in the first quarter, 8:27 on the clock, July 7th, 2023. Write it down. We have heard a lot about Wemby's defense because of his length. He blocks Brandon Miller on a 3. Wemby with 5 points, 1 of 7 in the first half. His teammates were deferring to him a lot because when he wasn't in there, they were doing that thing right there, Dominic Barlow to Blake Wesley for the Dunk. Spurs up 38-26 at halftime. Go to the third quarter. Wemby adding up the minutes. Here's a little welcome to the Summer League show. I slamming one down on the 7-3 Wemby. Fourth quarter, before he was done. Ooh, I guess we have to watch that again. Wemby showing off those long arms again. He struggled on offense, but you know Pop likes the D. And then Julian Zampini in the paint, slamming it over one of the Hornets, plus a foul. Just look at that stare down. This is Summer League, too. And Wemby is back, still trying to find that shooting touch. There it is, a three and the foul. He finished with 9. More stats on that in a minute, but here's the final. San Antonio over the Charlotte Hornets, 76-68. Let's hear what the Summer League head coach had to say about Wemby's debut tonight.
Yeah, I think we were just making a read on how he looked, and there was times I thought he was like full of energy. Obviously, he was excited to play, and you know he hit the wall like anybody. It was a pretty physical game, so I thought he did a really good job of fighting through that stuff, and yeah, it was right where we wanted to be.
How did he look, in your opinion?
Yeah, good. I mean, that's his first hit out with us. You know, hadn't played with those guys yet either, so I think all in all. He did a good job, and obviously there was a lot of attention on him. You can talk about the outside stuff, but the physicality, and that was something that they'd obviously lined him up as you would, and I thought he navigated it for the most part pretty well.
All right, so here's a look at his stats. He had 9 points on 2 of 13 shooting, 4 of 4 from the free throw line. Guy's got a nice touch from the free throw line. 8 rebounds, 5 blocks, 3 assists, almost had a double-double. So let's stick in now with our own Larry Ramirez to get his impressions on Wemby's, at least his first half performance. Larry?
Yeah, thank you very much, David. You know what? The Thomas and Mack Center is electric tonight. 17,000 plus here, all to see Victor Wembanyama. And I'm going to tell you what, during pregame warmups, just about everybody inside the arena had their cell phones like this or like this, and they were shooting Victor during warmups. Now, as far as the first half goes, to me, he looked a little tentative. He did say he's trying to get used to the NBA style of game, and that's pretty obvious. So he went, 1 for 7 in field goals, 5 points, 3 blocks. It's really cool to watch how his just length can affect the guys on the other team, how they shoot the ball. And he also had 5 rebounds. So overall, I think Victor had a solid first half. Points-wise, not so much. He looked a little tentative, but I also feel like he was trying to be more of a facilitator for the rest of his teammates. Now, the first half stars, Blake Wesley with 14 points and Julian Champagnie with 13, picking up where they left off in California. David?
Thank you very much, Larry. All right, so Spurs get tomorrow off. Back at it on Sunday, 7 o'clock, Thomas and Mack Center against the Portland Trail Blazers. Coming up, San Antonio FC game day and boxing returns to the AT&T Center tomorrow night. All right, here's your FC score from Memphis. San Antonio, 4-0 over Memphis 901 FC. Tani Oluwaseyi had a hat trick tonight. He had 3 goals all in the first half. So good deal for San Antonio on the road in Memphis. They are now 2-0 in July after they went winless in June. AT&T Center today, the final weigh-in before tomorrow's new main event between local boxer Floyd Kid Austin Schofield at Haskell Rhodes. Both fighters weighed in at 134.5 pounds. The bout between Schofield and Rhodes got moved up to the main event after it was announced Virgil Ortiz Jr.'s fight was canceled. Ortiz passed out during a training session this week. The broadcast begins tomorrow at 7 on DAZN.
Building blocks.
Building blocks.
What we're looking for from Wembanyama.
First game, and you saw a glimpse of what the future holds for San Antonio.
Yeah, and you kind of wonder if one of those long shots goes in right off the top, if he doesn't start rolling.
He will.
Yeah.
It'll get going. It'll be fun.
Thanks, David.
Huh?
We'll be right back. At 98 and 95 years old, former President Jimmy Carter and his wife Rosalynn are celebrating their 77th wedding anniversary. This video from their 75th anniversary. The Carters were married July 7th, 1946 in their hometown of Plains, Georgia. That's where the couple lives today. New exhibit that combines history and beer. It's at the San Antonio Museum of Art. Explores the evolution of the building's history from the Lone Star Brewery to an art institution. You can read all about it right now over on KSAT.com. Mia.
All right, let's get you one final look at that 7-day forecast. Not a whole lot to talk about besides the heat. It returns in a big way this weekend, and it's going to continue into next week with plenty of sunshine. And yes, those daily potentials to climb into the triple digits.
Yeah, indeed. Thank you, Mia. That does it for the Night Beat. Don't forget, Good Morning San Antonio starts at 6:30 in the morning. Have a great night.